topmost organizations, topmost companies around the globe. I'm the president of Hyderabad Management Association this year, and we thought of inviting such a wonderful trainer to train all our corporate members. Then our management committee unanimously decided only one name. That name, my dear friends, when somebody proposed, everybody accepted to invite the trainer to train our people. Now may I request the wonderful, powerful, excellent, extraordinary trainer, Mr. Vikramaditya duggal onto the days. Yeah, please come. Yeah, please come. 1, 2. That's good. ఇది నేర్చుకోండి. ఎక్కడైతే సంస్కారం ఉంటుందో అక్కడే మనిషికి విలువ ఉంటుంది. ఇంత పెద్ద పెద్ద కార్పొరేట్స్ కు ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తూ కూడా మనందరి గురించి వచ్చారు విక్రమాదిత్య గారు. Now listen to Vikramaditya duggal for 30 minutes and 10 minutes question answers. Then again we are inviting one more trainer like this non-stop marathon. Yes sir, what is it?
Good afternoon. Yay. This energy is so very important in each one's life. I'll be speaking in English. Is that okay? This energy is so significant in life because if at any time this energy comes down, we may be living, but we become worse than dead. And this energy is our individual responsibility. No one else can provide this energy to you. All the speakers that I have listened to, all the speakers that you have just now listened to, they all lift you up so much. But this has to be sustained by you only. No one else can do anything for you. So, are you ready to take responsibility for yourself? Yes. Because anyone who takes responsibility is walking on the path of leadership. And this country, this world needs more leaders, more young leaders. Because the future is in your hands. So today I am interacting with you on this theme of empowering youth for all-round excellence. What is happening with our education system today that the focus is limited to classroom education? The focus is limited to getting scores and marks. The focus is limited to getting ready for a job. But will you agree with me if I say that the life is much, much bigger than simply getting a job? You agree with me? And what is happening, my pain is that today youth are getting ready for a job, but after that they get so much disillusioned with the jobs they are doing that their energy starts coming down. So if we start focusing on our all-round excellence right from now, that's when we can take our life, create a beautiful life all around us. Okay? Just show that complete. Yeah. Now, why is this all-round excellence is important? This all-round excellence is significant because unless we live our life with a purpose, it becomes meaningless. And it is said that the purpose of life is life with a purpose. So ask yourself, because I do not know what is the purpose of your life. So ask yourself, what is the purpose of your life? What gives you joy? What's your passion? What energizes you? Keep asking that question till you find an answer. There was a young person who asked this question, how do I know whether I have fulfilled the purpose of my life or not? And the answer that he got was, if you are living, you still have to accomplish something. Your purpose gets only with your death. So if you are living, that means there is a purpose in your existence, there is a purpose in your life. So find out what is the purpose of your life. And as I said a little while back, ask yourself what is the purpose, because I cannot tell it to you. You have to explore within yourself. And this vision is so very important. What does vision mean? Vision means the ability to look ahead, look beyond. And that vision needs to be converted into goals. Goals need to be converted into actions. Actions need to be consistent. That's when the joy comes. Have you heard the name of Helen Keller? Can you tell me something about her? She was a lady who was not able to see. She was a lady who was not able to hear. And she was a lady who was not able to speak. But she was a brilliant lady, intelligent lady. She was a thought leader of her times. Someone asked her, Helen, can there be anything worse than being blind? She was asked, can there be anything worse than being blind? Now think of yourself that you are in place of Helen and you are asked this question, is there anything worse than being blind? Because the world considers that blindness is a huge challenge, perhaps the worst form of physical disabilities. So if you are in place of Helen, what would your response be? Can there be anything worse than being blind? Her response was, worse than being blind is having your eyes. Worse than being blind is having your eyes but no vision. Do you understand the depth of this response? Now, you will agree with me that all of us sitting here have eyes, we can see. But we need to ask ourselves this question, do we have vision or not? Are we looking at our life 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years from now? I'll tell you another story here. There was a young boy by the name Johnny. He was 8 years old. He was 8 years old and the teacher gave an assignment to the class. Please write, what do you see in your life 30 years from now? I'm just saying 20 to you. What do you see in your life 30 years from now? And he wrote that 30 years from now, I want to have 200-acre farm. And the teacher gave him F grade, F meaning for fail. So, and the teacher said, I am ready to change your grade if you change your response. Because looking at your family background, looking at what your father does right now, you will never be able to achieve this. Johnny struggled within himself for a couple of days. And finally he came to the teacher and said, Teacher, you keep your F grade. You keep your F grade, I'll keep my 200-acre ranch. And 30 years, that means around the age of 35, he actually had that 200-acre ranch. How was it created? Because the child's mind was able to see clearly as to what do I want to create in my life 30 years from now. Ask yourself, because you are much maturer than that child of 8 years of age. What do you want to create in your life 20, 30 years from now? Because if you are able to create here, you will be able to create in reality, because it is said that everything happens twice. Everything happens twice. What does that mean? First it happens in your mind, then it happens in your reality. How is it that you are here today? First you thought that you want to come here, then you are here. So think ahead in your life. That's the first message that I'm sharing with you. Why all-round excellence is required? Because that is when our potential comes out. How many of you believe that you have much more potential than what you are able to express it right now in your life? Raise your hands. The question is, how many of you believe that you have much more potential than what is coming out in your life right now? And almost all the hands were up. And please remember that unless this potential that you have finds an expression, comes in reality, what will that start converting into? If you are not able to express your potential, what will it become? What will it give you? It will give you a lot of inherent pain, because you have potential which is not able to find an expression. So whatever potential you have, find means to express that. Whether you are studying at that place, whether you are working at that place, or there is a society which needs people like you and me. Express that potential. That's when that inner satisfaction will come. The next point here is, develop a holistic approach to success. Do you agree with me? Look into the society and tell me, are there many people who have lots of money, but they are unhappy inside, they have vacuum inside? Do you find people like that in the society? If you say that you find people like that, do you want to become like that? So if you continue to chase money only in your life, that's what is going to happen. So that is why holistic approach to success is required. The next point is, live and do not exist. And notice that at every point I am asking you questions, because I want to set your mind to thinking. You have to find your answers in your life. Don't search for answers from people like me. Find your own answers. I'm raising questions to you. So the point that has come here is, live and do not exist. Now again, look into the society. Do you find that a huge majority is in the category of existing and not really living? Tell me. Now, what kind of a person you want to be? Do you want to fall into the category of existing, or do you want to be in the category of living? And you have to create that. Okay? If you don't make the time to work on creating the life you want, you are eventually going to be forced to spend a lot of time dealing with a life you don't want. The challenges will continue to increase. You are the creators of your destiny. Please remember that. The next point is leaders influence. Leaders influence. Do you want to be leaders or not? And leaders, by leader I do not mean, please take me right, I do not mean that you become the president or prime minister or any of those. I'm not talking of that. I'm talking of wherever you are making a difference all around you. That's what the true meaning of leadership is. Wherever you are making a difference. And each one of us has the capacity to make the difference. And how do we influence? How do we influence others? How do we influence others? By our actions. And there is a huge disconnect in and around us, that we say something and do not do that thing. There's a huge disconnect. Remove that disconnect. Whatever you say, do that. That's when you influence. Let's do a small exercise to understand this. Make your hands like this. All of you, make your hands like this. Join your index finger and the thumb. Put your hands on your chin. Tell me, where is your chin? Where did you keep that? Where did you keep that initially? No, you kept it here. I'm seeing you from here. Now, what is the disconnect? I am saying that you put your hand on your chin. I am keeping my hand here. So what is it that is happening? You are not listening, you are observing. Please remember, the world is always observing you through your actions. They don't give a damn to what you are saying. The world doesn't pay attention to what you are saying. The world only pays attention to what you are doing. Your actions bring respect to you. Okay? The next. Who did you notice more? Why that one crow is being noticed? Because that crow has individuality. That crow is different. Now, do you want to be different? Because that's what gets noticed. And who will make you different? Right? So that's what you're saying. Take responsibility for yourself to create some difference in you so that the world notices you. Okay? Now, what is all-around excellence? Let me bring the focus on that point. Excellence means balance in life. And what is this balance all about? This balance is in 3 specific areas of life. One is personal, second is professional, and another is social. And what happens, I'm saying it from my experience, what happens is that the professional gets the better of us, and we reduce our attention to the personal side and the social side. And that imbalance creates a huge vacuum in our lives. Going further, what are the further components of this? Go ahead. These are the 7 areas of life that each one of us has to pay attention to. First, it says physical. How many of you know that exercise is good for health? All of you know. How many of you do regular exercise? See the difference in numbers? Knowing doesn't help, please remember that. Thank you. Knowing doesn't help, please remember that. Translating that into reality, into action is what makes the difference. Second is mental. Your emotional balance is very important. Life will continue to create turbulence. Life will continue to create turbulence, because that's what life is. You are going to office, you are well in time, you get stuck in traffic. You don't have control. But all the control each one of us has is where? All of us have one control always. What is that? We all have a control on our mind at every point of time. Exercise that. Third one is spiritual, looking at the bigger picture of life. Looking at the bigger picture of life is what spiritual means. Then in professional comes your career, growth in your career, and the second part of that is the financial security that we need to create. It's significant, it's very important. And in social comes the family and society. How is it that you are sitting here today? How is it that you are sitting here today? Because someone is giving back to society. Are you part of society or not? Yes. So who is it? Is there someone who is giving back to society? Understand that. Give back to society. That's when what happens, that's when success comes. That's when you feel good inside, you feel energy inside. Okay? Now comes the most important. We have understood why all-round excellence is important. We have understood what is all-round excellence. Now we are talking about how part. And this is the most difficult part. Because, why this is the most difficult? Because this needs implementation. This needs to be converted into action. Okay? So, the first step is take responsibility. Mr. Balchandra was saying about taking responsibility, proactive. That's the word that was finally used in action. Be proactive, look ahead. Rather than continuing to depend on people around you, take responsibility for yourself. And what I am noticing is that there are 3 killers of responsibility. And what are those 3 killers? And we need to get rid of them. The first one is what is called excusitis. Are we good at giving excuses for something that we are supposed to do? Are we good at giving excuses for not doing things which our parents have been telling us to do, our teachers have been telling us to do? Right from childhood, we start learning this skill. Bahana marna bolte hai na? So drop excuses from your life because they stop our action. The second disease which is inflicting us, that is called blame, blameitis. Why are you like this? Our fingers start pointing towards the world. Because I did not get education in a good school, because I did not get education in a good college, because I did not get a good job, and so on and so forth, we continue to point fingers at world around us. Does it help? No. And please notice, when you are pointing fingers towards anything, where are 3 fingers of yours? So take responsibility for your life. And the third one is, third disease, that is problem with human beings. What does this mean? Read it out first. What does this mean? We believe that we know everything. The moment your parents start telling you something for your interest, for your good, you say, I know. You don't need to tell me. I know that exercise is good for me. I know that balanced diet is good for me. I know that I need to sleep in time. We know. And as we discussed a little while back, knowledge does not help. Knowledge needs to be converted into action. And it is said that, pay attention to what I am saying. It is said that no less No less, but do more. No less, but do more. That's what's going to help you. Tell me, let me ask you, who is the most limiting force in your life? So when you know the answers, why don't you drop that force? Why don't you reduce that force of limiting? Please understand, our mind is the most limiting factor in our progress, nothing more. The world is full of resources. The world is full of opportunities. The world is ready to support you. Are you ready to receive? That's the question you have to ask. And please remember, in which container do we put water to drink? A clean container or a dirty container? Clean container? Now, if you want life to put something in your life, all the abundance in your life, don't you agree with me that your container must be clean first? That mind is the container. Work on that. That's what will give you the progress. Then second important approach that I follow, I believe, is what is called inside out approach. That relates to the mind part. Now, what is this inside out approach, which I just now talked about? The glass has to be clean from inside. It may look very good from outside, but you will decide whether to use that glass for drinking only when you see inside. That is the inside out approach. Work on your inside. Now, what is this outside? Let me share that with you in the next slide. Yes? Yeah, keep it here. Now, these are the outside factors. How you dress up. How you dress up. How you dress up. That is the outside part. Your communication. Your manners and etiquettes. And your body language. These are the outside factors. Are these easy to learn? They are very easy to learn because there are a lot of training schools on these. Okay, come here, we'll teach you to speak well. Okay, come here, we'll teach you how to groom yourself. We'll teach you manners and etiquettes. Now, by all this, you are able to impress. Okay, so what is the inside story? The inside story is, continue. This is what is inside. Your thinking, your beliefs, your values, your perceptions, your feelings, your attitude, your self-concept. These are the actual drivers of life. These are all inside you. Your values are, where is your thinking? Is it outside you or inside you? Where are your feelings? They are inside you or outside? Where are your values? Unless they are taken care of, you may be able to impress, but you will not be able to influence. Go back to the video clip that you just saw. The leader was very well dressed, but did that leader influence? The child was in his own dress, but did he influence or not? Please bring attention to this aspect. And this inside journey takes a lot of effort. It's a lifelong effort. Please remember that. You learn to speak English or any other language within 3 months. You'll be able to learn to groom yourself within 1 month. But the inside journey is a lifelong journey. And that's what creates beauty in life. Okay? Yeah. Reach high, for stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream precedes a goal. Then the third point here is, be strong on your values, because your values are the ultimate drivers. And what are the values that we need to choose? And we need to understand that values keep coming back to us. What will happen if I respect you? What will you give back to me? What will happen if I care for you? What will you give back to me? What will happen if I help you? What will you give back to me? So do you want all these to come into your life or not? If you say yes, then where is the starting point? Start giving. Start giving to life whatever you want from life. That's when it will come back to you. Okay? Decision each one of us has to take. First decision each one of us has to take is, what do we want in life? And then start giving it. Is that easy? That's the easiest way to live your life. Then the question that arises is, when life actually is so simple, this is the simplicity of life. What do you want to receive from life? Give it. Why do we complicate it so much? Or what is it that complicates it so much? It's our mind which complicates it. Okay? So these are the choices which are available. And if you notice on the right side, all the choices on the right side are very easy to make. Take the first one. It's very easy to hate someone, but it requires a lot of effort to love. It's very easy. Take the somewhere in the middle. It's very easy to postpone. How many of us make New Year resolutions? How many of us make New Year resolutions? How long do they stay? What is the life of a New Year resolution? First thing is, you have right now postponed something that you want to do. You want to do it now, but you say, I'll start from 1st of January. It's very easy to postpone. But it's what is difficult is start acting now. Please remember, your past has gone. There's nothing that can be done about it. Your future is yet to come. What will come, you don't know. The only time that is available to you is, now. This is the only time to make choice. So keep asking yourself, moment to moment, minute to minute, day to day, what are the choices you are making? That's what will take you forward. And then comes, keep doing the action, keep reviewing your actions, and continue to act. That's what is the path of growth. Do the right things right and step into discomfort zone. And what is this stepping into discomfort zone? We'll see it in the next slide. This is the power of action. You can skip through this. This is what is comfort zone and discomfort zone. You see what is there inside. In a comfort zone, there is a mediocre life. In the comfort zone, there is settling down for whatever is available. In the comfort zone, 90% and perhaps even more than that, 90% of population is in the comfort zone. And see what is in the discomfort zone. There is excitement, there is excitement, there is success, there is passion, there is fulfillment. Now decide for yourself, what do you want? Do you want wealth or not? Wealth is in the discomfort zone. Do you want excitement in your life or not? That's in the discomfort zone. Don't settle for less, my dear friends, when the life is ready to offer you abundance. Okay? So, if we keep on doing what we are doing, we'll keep on getting what we are getting. Logically right? If we keep on doing what we are doing, we'll keep on getting what we are getting? Say something from there. So, if you want to change what you are getting, if you want to change what we are getting, where the change has to come? Where the change has to come? What we are doing. We need to change what we are doing. So, let me ask you, are you ready to change what you are doing? Because whatever you are doing in your life right now is giving whatever you are getting in your life right now. Do you want something better than that or not? If you want something better, bring a change in your actions. Okay? And continue to learn. Become lifelong learners. Become lifelong learners. And we'll do a small activity once again towards the closure. If you want to hold water in your hands, what will be the shape of your hands? Make that shape. You have to hold water in your hands. What will be the shape of your hands? Make that shape. Do it with both the hands. You'll have more water. Now, visualize that you are holding water in your hands and start closing your hands. What happens to the water? This is what happens with the mind. If the mind is open, new learning will come and whatever is irrelevant will be flushed out. But if the mind is closed, nothing new can come. Nothing new can come in your life. Keep your mind open. Keep learning always. Be a learner always. If you are not willing to learn, no one can help you. And if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. You are unstoppables. Okay? So this is the person you have to become. Become mads in your life. People who are making a difference. So where is it you can make a difference? Can you make a difference in your own life? Can you make a difference in your family? Can you make a difference in your society? That's all we need to do. The world is, your world originates from you. And if you make a change in yourself, the world automatically changes. That's what my final submission is. If you have any questions to ask, please do that. Any 2-3 questions? Raise your hand, mic will come to you. No questions? Yeah, raise the question.
In this competitive world where most of us are giving priorities to professional lives and careers, so can you give us some tips? How can we balance ourselves with society, family, and professional as well?
See, the only resource that is available to us, the only resource available to us to strike that balance is what? Time. So some bit of time has to go in all the areas. Only then it will come. Obviously, our profession takes a lot of time, but do not keep it the topmost priority. Your topmost priority has to be who? Who is the most important person in your life? Who is the most important person in your life? You. You are the most important person in your life. You are the most important person in your life. So invest in yourself. Then your family, then the profession. That's how it will be balanced. The only available resource is time. Right? So it seems that the time is for the next speaker to interact with you. Thank you very much. And I believe you must have taken something useful for yourself to put into your life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you to the whole of Impact team.
Sir, we acknowledge with the claps. Thank you.
Now, Vachastharu, very good. Wow, only few. Very good. Sir, I request our President, sir, Governor, sir, please felicitate Vikramaditya Duggal with a shawl and also a memento. Thank you very much. కొత్త వాళ్ళు రావాలమ్మా. ఇంత ఎంకరేజ్ మీ ప్రపంచంలో ఎవడు చేయడు మీకు. రావచ్చు కదా. ఎందుకు అంటే ఊరికి స్టేజ్ ఎక్కి దిగుతుంటే స్టేజ్ ఫియర్ పోతుంది అంతే. ఎస్ సార్. స్మాల్ టోకెన్ ఆఫ్ లవ్. గుడ్. Good. Thank you.
Phone number first, 9848597318. 9848597318. Mail ID VID, D for Delhi, UGGAL@gmail. And my full name, Vikramaditya Duggal, is my Facebook ID. If you want to connect, you are welcome. Thank you so much.
So nice of you.